To quote a queen, there's more important things than winning, like helping people. Hello all my guys and girlies and my non-binary friends. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be reviewing episode 5 of Power Rangers Dino Fury Winning Attitude. Yes, I am episodes behind now, but that gives me just more time to catch up, right? You'll stick around for me to go through all the episodes? To keep that promise, click the subscribe button and the notification bell. You'll be notified when my next upload comes up with my review of episode 6, which I forgot the title of. I should look that up, right? Oh, we're getting results for Mighty Morphin and not Dino Fury. That's helpful. Winning Attitude, Superstition Strikes. You'll be notified when my next review for Superstition Strikes is uploaded. Be sure to check me out on social media at blackandblue572 on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok. Let's head right into it. This filler, except for a certain intro towards the end episode, kicks off with Izzy training for the cross-country race, with Javi and their cousin Lily training and encouraging her from the sidelines. Izzy then introduces Lily to Zato, Ali, and Amelia. The back-and-forth fluff leads to a short plug for the Special Olympics. I know it's been said by others, but I think it's amazing that Power Rangers are representing all types of people, including Lily. The character of Lily will expose children to people that they may not be used to seeing on screen, and will no doubt bring happiness and comfort to children with intellectual disabilities. I have nothing but great things to say about this inclusive decision. After practice at the base, Solon notifies the Rangers of her discovery of the possible location of Javi and Izzy's Zords. Her research points to the orb containing their Dino keys being found in Greenlee Woods years back, an area that Izzy's race will go through. The Rangers come to the conclusion that the Zords are probably buried somewhere there. We then cut to a pretty adorably hilarious scene of Jane and Jay Bork teaching children what to do if they find a Sporks, or heaven forbid, a Sporks beast. After a surprisingly decent jingle, a Sporks actually climbs up Jane's pants. The irony, leading to a little girl doing her best to cover her Kiwi accent, demonstrating how to call the Ranger hotline for help. Once tossed, the Spork hatches into this week's Sporks beast, Brine Blast, followed by Mucus and Boomtower joining in on the fun. So much for calm. The Rangers arrive hashing it out with the beasts in the sandbox. Glad to see Rangers adapting this footage. A kid's playground is such a fun, different locale for battle. A red and green focused fight scene culminates to Brine Blast begging for mercy.
Looks like you're at the end of the line.
Uh-oh! Please! I have little fishies at home who need their daddy!
He has kids?
Which proves to be a distraction, with Boomtower whacking them into the water.
My distraction worked! I don't have kids, but maybe someday, if I meet the right trout.
Black comes in to fend off Boomtower until both beasts retreat. Izzy expresses her need to go to practice, with the other Rangers looking for supplies for a Zord detector Solon is working on, with a certain shroom listening in. To Izzy's disappointment, Lily shows up a half hour late to practice. She tells her that she was late because she was helping her friend shop, which just makes Izzy even more frustrated. Lily then delivers the quote of the day.
I think there are more important things than winning, like helping people.
Izzy denies Lily's smoothie and continues to train herself. Tessa's acting was great in this scene. While this is only her second episode, she's already one of, if not the best Power Ranger actor in the series. In Area 62, the beasts are bickering over old maps they found in vaults in the faculty, hoping to find something to help them find the Zords. Void Knight explains to them his plan to make a bomb that can drill into the earth after finding a map revealing that scientists over 20 years ago found traces of an unknown metal under a hill, presumably being from the Zords. Jesus, that was a long run-on sentence. Void Knight will have Brine Blast distract the Rangers while Boomtower plants the bomb. Izzy's race is about to begin when the other Rangers show up to support and reassure her that Solon's device should be finished in a few days. When Javi and Izzy are alone, he calls Lily over, who doesn't respond. Lily's friend Mona introduces herself to Izzy and explains that Lily was helping her food shop due to her injury yesterday.
You two were shopping?
Yeah. Lily's really been helping me out since I broke my leg. Seems like everything you need from the supermarket's on the top shelf.
Oh, I didn't realize that's what you guys were doing.
Yikes. But before she can apologize, she's interrupted by her father and brother's gas accusations.
Gassy, right?
Ew.
No, it's okay. It's normal. It's normal.
No, I have to talk to her.
Okay, you gassy.
No!
Thankfully, that was not a cringy fart scene. And then, finally, the race begins. This unspoken rivalry between Izzy and this girl Fern is so mysterious. I'm actually kind of happy they decided not to dive into it, as it makes it much more intriguing. After presumably putting up a sign for the Ranger hotline, Jane and Jayborg witness Brian Blast growing, get sprayed by his gigantic water guns, and then hide in a trash can for cover, which is then pushed down multiple streets by the water blast. Amazing.
There's a giant sporix beast destroying things and wasting water! Save us! We're at 6th Street! Oh no! 6th Street! Wait! 7th Street!
Wait, this is actually kind of funny. They finally get stopped after accidentally hitting a cop car, leading to them getting a ticket by a Kiwi doing his best New York accent. Solon alerts the Rangers of Mr. Blast's sudden growth. Yeah. The Rangers opt to take him on without Izzy so she could finish the race. While trying to get ahead of Izzy, Fern trips over an exposed root, leading to her falling down a small hill. Izzy hesitates, but then remembers the phrase of the day.
There are more important things than winning, like helping people.
Hold on!
Back in the city, the Rangers form the Megazord to fight this overgrown fish who seems to have a hold on them. Did I mention that I love Bridie's water gun looking blasters? Cause I do. I know this isn't the first time we're seeing this CGI Zord intro, but it beats Sentai's out of the water. For once. Helping Fern to safety leads to Izzy being dead last in the race. When she goes to restart, she hears Boomtower and Mucus in the distance, who's drilling for her Zord. God, Mucus is adorably hilarious. That's the term of the day, adorably hilarious. Izzy runs into action with her Dino key glowing, apparently signaling that her Zord is nearby. I love this original footage. The beasts retreat, leaving the bomb to do its job. Izzy alerts the other struggling Rangers of this discovery. Izzy comes up with the idea to get the Megazord to lead Brian Blast to the hill the Zord is located within, hoping they can trick the fish into blasting the hill.
You can't outrun me! I have great cardio!
The blast works, leading to the Tiger Claw Zord being unveiled. Why couldn't they just call it the Tiger Zord or Saber-Tooth Tiger Zord? Tiger Claw? Like, I mean, there isn't really a focus on the claw. Whatever. The giant green cat goes for blood. Or is it water in this case? On Brian Blast. Izzy then combines the Zords into the Dino Fury Megazord Claw formation, so that's why they put Claw in the name. I haven't pointed this out before, but it's worth shouting out Toei for making such an agile Megazord suit. Seems like it gives the stuntman inside a lot more flexibility than usual, and a hell of a lot more movement. The fish flops when he runs out of water in his blasters, leaving him wide open for the Rangers' new Tiger Mega Slash. Mega. Boomtower outruns the Rangers and collects the sporks. If I was a good content creator, I'd have a board made up tallying who has what sporks at what time, but I'm pretty sure Voidnet has about 2, right? Does that sound right to you? Comment below. The Rangers encourage Izzy to finish the race after she shows disappointment over today's sporks distraction. Has it not been like 3 hours? Izzy finishes the race to the cheers of the Rangers and Lily and Mona. Like the classy lady she is, Izzy goes up to Lily to apologize. Lily heard about Izzy's selfless act and accepts her apology, which leads to one of the most heartwarming scenes in recent Ranger history.
Like you said, winning isn't everything. Although it would have been nice to have that medal.
Take this one instead. For sportsmanship.
Wow. Thanks, Coach.
So sweet. The episode ends with Warden Garcia being a dad and that classic end of episode laughter. As with the previous episode, I'll give credit where credit is due in terms of inclusion with the introduction of a presumably one episode character of Lily. But the inclusivity doesn't necessarily mean quality, as I found this episode to be pretty mediocre. Yes, we weren't pounded over the head with the life lesson, but the only thing really holding my interest in this race side of the plot was Izzy, because of Tessa's solid performance, which no doubt improves Izzy's charming personality. However, I do appreciate the plot progression continuing with the introduction of the Tiger Claw Zord. The Zord is awesome, but just like with Soldier, I question the decision to make this mech connected to the Green Ranger and not a different color. Yes, it's definitely different, but a green tiger. Jane and Jayborg scenes have come back to being more digestible, which may or may not be linked to the fact that they were physically together again, which I mentioned in my previous review. The situation that they got themselves in was so charmingly bizarre and well-timed, it was hard to get angry at. I applaud the writers for going for a unique scenario with this episode and the way they realistically handled Izzy's epiphany to look at the full story and not to immediately dive into making negative assumptions. I was genuinely touched when Lily gave Izzy her medal, and mean it when I say I found it to be one of the most touching scenes in the series in a while. This episode races towards a solid 3 out of 5. Whew, so that wraps up episode 5, Winning Attitude of Dino Fury. What did you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. I've said it already in the review, but I think it's awesome that there's been a collaboration of some sort with the show. I feel like we've barely seen that throughout the entire history of the series, so I find it to be very welcoming. I could tell that they took some creative chances and tried different things with this episode, but in the end, I didn't find it too enjoyable, so you try, you don't always win, right? While you're here, be sure to hit the like button if you enjoyed this review, as well as hitting the subscribe button and notification bell. You'll be the first to be notified when my episode review for Superstition Strikes comes out. Again, thank you guys for sticking with me. I am dedicated to posting all 8 episodes that have aired so far with Dino Fury, and I don't plan on stopping, so be sure to be on the lookout for that next review. As always, be sure to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok on blackandblue572. You guys know the handle by now if you've been watching these reviews. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.